What's up?
You already know what it is. Y'all heard what I said, Sports Entertainment Podcast. With your guys, Darrin Diesel D. You already know it's NFL. Week 6. We got some Week 6 headlines to talk about. So, first thing I want to talk about is this Bills and Chiefs game. You already know they met in the divisional round. The Chiefs won in a high-scoring game to go to the AFC Championship. You know how they went in overtime, and this was a rematch that the Bills wanted. So the Bills defeated the Chiefs in another close nail-biter game. So my question is, will they meet again in the playoffs?
It's looking like it right now. Because I don't know what all the other teams doing in the AFC. They the two outliers right now that's playing well. But they got to keep it up. I can see it happening.
I mean, as he said it, they the two teams in charge that people expect, but playoffs are always a different story. I can see one of them not even going past the divisional round. It happens so many times, like every other year. You'll have a team be the number 1, number 2 seed in their conference, and then they come out of that bye week. Have a good night. So it's early. This was week 6. It's too early for me to be saying that. And definitely not buying into no Bills. Yeah, they won now. Let me see the same game in the AFC Championship. It might be a different conclusion because experience trumps talent. Like, yeah, Bills got all the talent. They won in the regular season. AFC Championship might be a different story no matter where they play it.
That's another thing I was about to add. Oh, you go ahead and finish.
Didn't they beat the last 2 years in the playoffs too?
Yeah.
They met in the division with Kansas City. And last year in the AFC Championship. Both of them in Kansas City, and they said Patrick Mahomes, so far in his career, all his games at home. So what if it's on the road this time?
That's my next question. How important would home field be for the Bills or the Chiefs in the playoffs? Like you said, each time they had to play in Kansas City, and Patrick Mahomes hasn't played the road playoff game in the playoffs aside from the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I think it will be important for Kansas City because that's all they've been having was home games since Patrick Mahomes been there.
Now you listen to the optimists, right? This is the realist talking. Why have they had only home and playoff games? Because they handle a fucking business in the regular season, because that's what Mahomes does. That's why you play no road games. So why would I give a fuck about a road playoff game when for the first 4 years of my career, I haven't had none because I've been handling my business? I'm just going to handle my business on the road, and then you're going to have to make another excuse about, well, what if he has to go in this environment? What's going to be next? If he got to go in a dome? If he got to go to Lambeau? If he got to go to New England? It don't matter. He's proven that he has a ring. The man's still only hitting his prime. He playing with Valdez Scantlins and Juju Smith-Schuster's now. Like, and we still looking at the same record, no Tyreek Hill.
Yeah.
You know, running backs changing in and out. So I don't want to hear it. But I tell you what I still keep saying. The same Bills. The same Bills with the 4 straight Super Bowl championships. They ain't showing me nothing.
That's not that same Bills. That was a Bills from the 90s.
I know. Guess what? Those Bills with the 4 straight Super Bowls were nicer.
See, that's my thing.
We'll see about
if it gets to the playoffs, if it gets to that point.
I know we gonna see. We have to see because you can't even compare those Bills team to this Bills team until they even reach a Super Bowl. So let's move along.
Yeah, so I believe that it would be more important for the Bills to have home field. Like you said, the Chiefs can win anywhere. Like, obviously, they said they had all home games. You seen they won a Super Bowl, which was a neutral site. Like you said, Patty, look how many times the Chiefs has constantly make the playoffs.
Not just winning, they've been more than once.
Yeah, they constantly make it. So
meanwhile, while we up there talking about what Mahomes do, can we even talk about the Bills actually making it the one? Look all that. Why are we even comparing them?
That's why it would be more important for them because they trying to get where the Chiefs are at.
If anything,
they want to win the Super Bowl, so they need to be the ones that get that home field.
Sure.
If anything, we should be bringing up topics about Steelers then. People that's been there and they look bad. I'm not worried about no damn Bills. They've been looking bad for 30, 40, 50 years. Ain't nothing changed. Just because they got quarterbacks they paying $300 million to. They ain't showed me nothing yet. Same niggas using in the playoffs. Same niggas not raising no rafters. Ain't shit change. Show me something, then I'll start talking bad.
Yeah,
Just like Shaq and all them talking about, y'all gotta stop messing with Westbrook. What did Westbrook show us up until the last 5-6 minutes of that fourth quarter? He was Westbrook. They even had a meme of Russell Wilson up that bitch. So I don't want to hear that I'm supposed to give you respect. No. Prove it to me, then not shut up.
They had Photoshop Russell Wilson face on Westbrook and did the same for Westbrook.
Yeah, they remember when Wilson had that Bel game, they put Westbrook on his face.
Now the day
Show me something,
I saw
and I will
Wilson
shut
face
up.
on Westbrook.
One at the bottom here. Alvin sees that one-on-one. He's going to him. It's Gabe Davis again for the touchdown.
You called it one-on-one on the bottom. They're coming after him. That is Steve Spence.
All right, let's go to the next topic. So the Packers lose back-to-back games and get blown out by the Jets. So 2 things for this. Packers are in trouble. Truth or overreaction?
Truth.
I'm going to say truth. Only to the point where I'm not even considering them a Super Bowl contender like years past. Like, I'm not counting them out from the playoffs. As long as you got Aaron Rodgers, like anything. Like, I mean, we seen the reemergence of his boy last week. Man had about 10 catches. So, like I said, I'm not going to rule anything out because you got a 4-time MVP, right? A back-to-back MVP at that. But Super Bowl contender? Nah. So, yeah, it's over for them. Right now, A-Rod is fighting for, as they say, you know how they say in like the NBA when you like 18 and 20, like the last team right now, you fighting for pride. This is what A-Rod fighting for.
Yeah.
If you go down with less than a 500 record,
Yeah,
you got problems because all that shit you've been talking about going to the Broncos and leaving the Packers, now you do this.
I say truth because of the way they playing. If they change the way they playing, it might not be truth. The thing is, you just lost probably the best top 3 wide receiver in the league in Devontae Adams. And now you still trying to throw the ball. Most of their plays are trying to throw the ball. Why you not running the ball, which I believe Aaron Jones is a top 5 running back in the league. He showed that the last 3 years. You keep trying to pass the ball, and not running the ball.
I actually agree with that. Because A-Rod
They
been
said
on.
him in the shotgun like 70% of that play.
A-Rod had like 20 pass attempts with like 14 minutes left in the fourth quarter, and Aaron Jones only rushed twice, and Dillon only rushed once.
And you trying to work A.J. Dillon in too, and you still not
Aaron
running the
Jones
ball.
and A.J. Dillon both only ran the ball 9 times in that game.
Yeah, like neither one had double digits. Like, so it's like I gotta agree with him on that one. Like I don't know, it's like a panicky football team this year. It's like, you know how the phrase a chicken running with his leg cut off. Like nobody know what they want to do. Like they hype up Dobbs 1 minute, and then the next minute he looked like Sammy Watkins. like.
And to me, it's not even the pack; it's just the whole league doing that. A lot of teams not running the ball. For example, on a Monday Night Football game.
Why the fuck did Herbert have that many passes?
Look how many attempts Herbert had. And even
Eckler was getting like 7 yards.
But Eckler had like 17 carries though.
And even the Broncos, they ran the ball 2 times in a row and got on 3rd and 1. Then you try to throw the ball on 3rd and 1. Why do teams keep trying to throw the ball for 1 yard or 2 yards and 3 yards and not getting the first down? And half the punt will get the turnover.
The same reason why they go for the 2 point on the first touchdown.
So
that's why teams keep using guys.
My take is I do believe they're in trouble because this not the same Packers team where Aaron Rodgers can just say all this relaxed stuff. When you looking at it, they blowing games and stuff. From the previous game, they blew a big lead, and even in this game, you get blown out. Well, I'm nothing wrong with the Jets, but you basically struggled to score all game. And y'all basically just both talked about how they not getting the run game involved. And with these wide receivers, none of these wide receivers are consistent. Like, they literally have no consistent running back.
No
consistent
consistent
wide receiver.
And it wasn't just that. It's the special teams. They had a field goal block and 2 punts out there.
Yeah, they did. So with those problems, special team problems, no consistent wide receiver, and not really a running game, Matt LaFleur, you better get it together.
And the defense sketchy as shit.
Your brother outplayed you.
Defense really sketchy as shit. They be letting big holes open up every. I don't know.
Oh yeah, they did.
Great feeling, man. Great feeling.
All right. So the other thing for this is it time to take the Jets serious? Truth or overreaction?
That's overreaction.
I think it's still overreaction. It's still early in the season. They okay team though. They a solid team.
I think it's an overreaction also, but they are okay. They starting to get better. I give Robert Saleh some credit because I seen a stat that they show all their defensive ranks were bottom the last season, and this season they was like basically in the top 10 for most of them. And that defense has stepped up. You just seen they beat the Packers, and who else they beat? The Dolphins, the Steelers. So I'm giving them credit now, but let's see how this translates the rest of the season.
You gotta give them credit because they winning games. The thing about Saleh is he's one of those coaches where even if I'm down by 21, my team gonna play till it's zeros on the clock. How many times have we seen the Jets down this season? And next thing you know, we on red zone and Scott Hens talking about we have a game in MetLife. Like, because these motherfuckers don't give up. They know they're not as good as other teams. But if you let them hang around, you're going to fuck around and lose. Remember what the Browns did. The Browns gave them a game. If the Browns didn't give it to them, we wouldn't even probably be having this conversation because they only be 3-3. If that other team was the Dolphins, and that was the injury game, right?
Yeah.
One of the injury games. If that first injury don't happen to Tua, we looking at a 2-4 Jets team. So we that's why I say I'm not gonna say overreaction because they still gotta win the games.
Winning the games.
But at the same time, it's like it's the 3 words of the mantra.
They decent.
Any given Sunday.
So I got my picks right 2 weeks in a row. Saying the Giants was going to win the last 2 weeks, and they did.
As we welcome you to the broadcast booth, and along with Greg Olson, I'm Kevin Burkhardt. And some things, Greg, are more important than the game. Your son TJ here with us today, which is awesome. He had a heart transplant a year ago, and before the game, Aaron Rodgers, you want to talk about cool moment? Your son's face was beaming.
I'll tell you what, he's been fortunate. He's been through a lot. His one wish, he said, I want to come to a Green Bay game with you, Dad, and I would love to meet Aaron Rodgers. And thankfully, Aaron, who knows Aaron really well, texted him last night, and he was kind enough before the game. It meant a lot to TJ. It meant a lot to us. That was a really special moment for him.
All right, let's move on to the next topic. So the Final Four from last year, Rams, obviously the Super Bowl champions from last season, Bengals, 49ers, and Buccaneers, all 3-3, and not really playing that great. So which team do you think is the best out of these teams?
I don't know.
The Buccaneers, they weren't a top 4, but they supposed to be like a
See, I was actually still say the Bucs because they missing their offense with injuries. And I don't know what the hell Brady doing. He's still low on turnovers. It's just that he not getting enough yards or whatever. And they was missing people with Mike Evans.
Go ahead and say it. He not playing good.
Go
ahead and say it. He not playing like Tom. It's not typical Tom Brady.
We already talked about the Packers. The 49ers, just the 49ers, they do this every year. You never know how it's going to go.
Just to piggyback off what Darrin saying, to start with the 49ers, as he said, it's the same 49ers every year. They are always a playoff contender. Because it's the Niners. They always got a defense that out of nowhere, they can lose one game and then the next game shut a team out. And then the quarterback situation, the only constant is Debo, and even Debo ain't constant because Debo can give you 29 yards. You just never know what you're getting out of the Niners, as Darrin said. The Bengals, I call the Bengals the same way I called the Niners in the Cap era. They were streaky. I know because Barrow put 80 pieces on niggas' heads on our fantasy league last year, back to back, and nobody was ready for that shit. When you do what you're supposed to do, when it matters. That's how he made it to the Super Bowl. All I'm saying is one mistake, and Barrow's watching the Super Bowl with all the other 30 quarterbacks. But he was streaky last year, and I can't take that away from him. So when we came into this season, and they being the AFC champs, it's like, oh, what happened to Bengals last year? That's the same Bengals. You just saying the Bengals in the playoffs get streaky.
Yeah.
That's all that was.
That's how they was to start the last season.
Ain't nothing changed. Yeah. What was the third team?
My fault. I should have worded it right. So I meant to say out of these 3-3 teams, who's the best out of the Rams, Bengals, 49ers, and Buccaneers?
And the Rams, they definitely not the top. To answer this question before I keep going, I'm either going with the Bengals or the Bucs because the Bucs have all the talent they on paper, all the talent. The Bengals, you got the confidence from last year. So you should have a little swag when you got Joe Cool. Come on now. LSU connection with Chase. But Rams, we already talked about this last week, so I'm not even going into it.
But based off of last week, based off our last football episode, look who showed up this game.
Allen Robinson. The man showed up on Sunday.
Every day.
He had like 6-7 catches. I even picked up Skoranek. Didn't start him. And at halftime, he had 0 points, so I dropped him. And then 5 minutes later, he got a touchdown. So I thought I was going to lose fancy at that. But we already talked about this last week, so I ain't even going into it. Rams defense is there. Rams offense, I don't know what the fuck it is. You know how they say quarterbacks go through that sophomore slump? This is Stafford's Detroit Lions sophomore slump. He missed the Lions. I don't know what he's doing, but that's what it is. And now to get to my guy. As Antonio Bolo Hawthorne, birthday coming up on Monday, by the way, he would say Thomas Edward Patrick Brady III. As Max Kellerman has been waiting for like 12 years. It's here. Father Time is here. And Father Time is not here because of age. No. Father Time's not here because of the team or the coach. Father Time is here because of personal reasons. Y'all know why? Tom knows why. At 45 years old, in year 23, Tom doesn't want to give up. And damn it, his family has had enough. And we can act like, you know how they always say, don't bring your personal shit to work. That shit fucking with Tom Brady. And he is off his game. Every time a bad play happens, somebody don't catch something here, he's yelling at everybody. Because he just needs something positive to go his way. Because even if he win the fucking game for Tampa, he going home alone. Because Giselle and the kids ain't there. Because she know you got to get up to go to practice on Tuesday anyway. You ain't going to be here.
Every day.
I don't want to wait to see. Even when you get done the game on Sunday, you going to come home Monday just to get ready to leave again. Don't let you have a Monday night game. I'm not going to see you all week. So we got to look at it. Mr. 7 rings, 23 seasons. What are you still chasing, Brady? Everybody. I heard SVP call you the GOAT. I heard Hanson call you the GOAT this Sunday just passed. Everybody calling you the GOAT now. What are you trying to prove, bro? You willing to lose family and everything to chase that 8th ring for what? Nobody else coming after you. Just stop. That's all I gotta say. I don't know what's up with these.
You basically said everything. To me, I think it's a tie between the Bengals and 49ers based off of their play this season. Here's why I say that. You see how the Bucs keep playing. The Bucs are sneaking away with wins. They probably sneaking away with wins. You already talked about Tom Brady playing nasty. Darrin talked about how just because it's based off of potential, you can't say based off potential. Time out what?
Hey, every time you sneaking away with wins this shit?
No. Teams are actually winning.
The Jets stuck away with a win.
No, Jets didn't sneak away with a win. The Browns gave them one, and the Jets
stuck away with a win against the Browns.
Because they went from a field goal?
That was 2 games the Browns could have had.
All right, so did they sneak away because K. York missed a field goal and Younghoe Koo decided to hit his?
Exactly. How's that sneaking?
I mean, I understand.
Look how close every game keep being between every team. So how do you gonna use that?
Why not?
The Chargers just stuck away with a win. The Broncos lost 2 games they could have won.
I'm not gonna say the Chargers snuck away with a win.
No, the Broncos lost 3 games they could have won. They could have won Seattle.
They have busted up the kicker, hit 4 field goals.
And they could have beat the Chargers.
All right, the Buccaneers by far has one of the most inconsistent offenses. Is that better?
What's up with that?
They still have a good defense, obviously, but their offense is one of the most inconsistent.
The defense is decent,
but doing the same
but the offense is scary. Russell Gage has disappeared off the face of the earth. Like he's gotten worse each week of each year. It's like he's digressed. Like when he was playing next to Calvin Ridley, and then when Calvin Ridley was hurt, I was like, damn, this Russell Gage nice. And then when Calvin Ridley came back, he got worse and worse and worse. I'm like, what the fuck? Julio Jones just retired. I love you. You one of the greatest wide receivers, top 10 of all time, my book. But I don't know what you doing. Or you doing this has him now? The Iggy.
The last 3 years, he just went
like even the 1 game he played, he got hurt.
Even when he was on Tennessee last season.
Chris Godwin, he gonna get it together. This is his first time really dealing with a I'm not gonna say his first time because the nigga tore his ACL, but Mike Evans the only consistent.
Only consistent.
Scotty Miller disappeared. We know Rashad Perriman a bum. Beasley retired. Like, and playoff
got
Lenny.
his boy Gronk.
And playoff Lenny. Like you said, Gronk really mad. A break got carted off.
Man.
They had the rookie
Only
one
person
week and then
consistent
they
is
play him
Leonard
the next week.
Fournette. Only person.
Like, it's a scary
When they
offense
give him
over
the
there,
ball.
boy.
Yeah, when they give him the ball because Todd Bowles can't coach.
Yeah,
Man, bring back Bruce.
This
Bruce
be
Arians
scary.
man, step back from off that off that.
2 weeks ago,
Boom.
Brady was 17 for 24 in the first quarter. And
Oh, he
Leonard
was.
Fournette
He's a
had
Falcon.
3 carries,
I told
but
you
had
don't be
4
running the ball.
catches. Why you can't run the ball but got 4 catches in the first quarter?
Oh no.
Brady was awful, and he's been awful all year long. And a lot of people are afraid to say it because they don't want to upset Tom Brady. But here under the Fox umbrella, we use the term fair and balanced. And fair is he's been terrible. His lowest QBR since QBR has been into existence, 2006. His lowest touchdown passes through 6 games. Lowest yards per attempt. He's awful. And now, Jen said, no, hold on. He flew separate. Well, Jen didn't add. He missed Saturday's walkthrough. He missed 11 days in training camps. He doesn't practice on Wednesday. He flew separate, but he quit to holler, team, team, team. And now every time I turn around, he's in somebody's face on the sideline. If I'm an offensive lineman, I'm going to say, bro, you playing like stir-fry your damn self. You see ghosts that are not there. How many times did he miss Chris Godwin when he was wide open? How many times did he bounce it to the tight end? How many times did he overshoot the back? But you don't want to talk about that because you're afraid to upset Tom Brady's feelings. Well, I don't care. He's been terrible. He's 45 years of age, and he's dealing with something publicly he's never had to deal with before. That is what's going on with Tom Brady. Mike Evans ain't going to be happy about only getting 4 targets either. But that's none of my business. I don't even know why I brought it up. Every time I turn around, he's on the, guy, you're so much better than what you're playing. Are you any better than what you playing, bro? I don't know if somebody need to give him a mirror or let him watch the tape. But he's been terrible this year, and you know it, and you won't say it. But I will. I'm going to stand on it. Because you know what? I got the numbers to back it up. A team without their top 3 corners, without one of the best 2 or 3 best safeties in all of football, a team without one of the best defensive players, 2 or 3 best defensive players, and you can't get but 18 damn points. 4 or 14 on 4th down. That's Tom Brady. Ping, ping, ping. Mike Evans was there. Chris Godwin was there. Russell Gage was there. All of the guys that you say, because every time Tom Brady loses, there's got to be a reason. No Julio, no Mike Evans, no Chris Godwin. All of those guys were there yesterday except Julio. And what happened? He looked hot mess. You know it and I know it. And I want these guys, these beat right.
No retirement in my future. Thank you.